Thanks for stopping by the sewing room today. I am Marie of Historical Belle, and today I'm going to be showing you how I made a 1940s dress to wear to a swing dance. So I was scrolling around the internet, aka Instagram, and I came across this post about a World War II swing dance event that looked super duper fun, and it wasn't too far away from us. And I thought, oh my gosh, this would be so fun. It's on my birthday weekend, so the weekend that's closest to my birthday. Let's go for my birthday. It'll be super fun. So we got my husband an outfit. I ended up purchasing that one, and then I'm going to be making myself a swing dance dress, or just a nicer dress to wear. It's been a lot of fun this past 12 months. I have been working on more 1940s stuff. I made my first 1940s dress ever to go to the pre-screening of A Haunting in Venice, and then I started on my Molly McIntyre project, so it's just been like a really fun 40s year, right? So I am making butter pattern 6485, and it's a retro butter pattern from 1944. I think it looks so cute. I will be making view A, and I think it kind of looks like Allie's blue dress from The Notebook, which is, I love that movie. I've also read the book. The book is not as good, and I found that when reading a few of those Nicholas Sparks novels. The movies aren't great, but they're better than the books. That's my hot take. So, except like The Notebook, I mean, like, they're not like gonna win an Oscar. I think they're fabulous movies, but like, they're fun rom-coms. Well, actually, most of them are really sad. They're not really rom-coms. Dramedies? So that's kind of my inspiration for the dress. The Notebook takes place from within the late 1930s all the way up to early 2000s. But I do believe that the scene where she's wearing the blue dress is actually in the 1950s, but the historical pinpointing of this movie is not the main point of it. So anyway, I feel like this 40s dress kind of gives the same vibes.
So I have actually had the fabric and the pattern to make this dress for years. Like years and years. I'm pretty sure I first thought about making this dress back in 2017, and it has just been sitting in my fabric stash for forever. So I'm really glad to be able to finally make this, to finally break that pattern out, cut out all that tissue paper. I was going to go ahead and wash the fabric, because you should wash the fabric, but also when fabric has been sitting in your fabric stash and moving with you a couple times, it's just good to wash it. It's just good to wash it. I'm pretty sure I got this fabric at Walmart. They sometimes have those pre-bundled 2 yards, and I got 4 yards, and that was enough to make this dress, view A. And that is one of the reasons why we will be having the short sleeve version of this dress and not long sleeves. Also, I'm about to wear this to a swing dance in late June. Good gracious, I am not wearing long sleeves. So I laid out the pattern, which was a little different than how they recommended, because I had a 2-yard section and then another 2-yard section, not a whole 4-yard section, but it was fine. It was easy enough to do the puzzle and lay the pattern out just the way I should. So this dress was really interesting. It had a lot of tucks. It had 2 tucks each on the front panels, and it has a seam going straight down the middle. So it kind of looks like it's like pleated gathered-ish on the torso, but it's just tucks. You leave the fabric at the top and you leave the fabric at the bottom. You just kind of take it in at the middle, which I was excited to see how it would look, because I do like a fitted waist. I think that is flattering on me. I was intrigued, but also like a little concerned, because it's just the 1940s have such an interesting silhouette. It is very boxy and at times a little bit more masculine. We are doing interesting things with fabric because of rationing in World War II, Of course, 1944, that is going to be in the middle of when America is involved with the conflict. So rationing and things in America is indeed in full swing, remaking things, making do. Lucky isn't much into making do. Lucky would like to be catered to. And she was upset that I left my American Girl doll clothes in her chair and just decided to sleep kind of around them. Now that we have the tuck sewn on the front two panels, which make the entire front of the dress, now is the time to put in the sash, which is another thing that I was very excited about. So the sash really goes between the front and the side of the dress, and then it will tie in the back, giving an even more defined waist to this dress, which again, I was excited about because I do love a good defined waist. So I sewed the sash and turned it right side out, and then I wanted to make sure I ironed it so it would lay all pretty. It's always a fun thing to turn long, skinny things inside out. This one wasn't that bad. It's not too skinny. So then I went ahead and I gathered the ends of the sash, which the pattern said to do, and then attach them at the right place along the front of the dress. And then we're going to go ahead and sew the side panels together with the front, sandwiching that sash into the middle. So here's something else that I've never done with the dress before, but this is the 40s, so here we go. Along what will eventually be the neckline, I marked two places where it's going to be gathered, kind of like right where the armpit is, so it kind of makes room for your bust. And then there will be another piece of fabric, this one right here, number 4, which is going to be like a facing that goes around where the neckline is to create the armhole. It goes like all the way up from the neck all the way down to the arm. Is like this kind of interesting, not quite a facing piece. I don't know. I've never, it's like a yoke kinda, but not really. Anyway, it's an interesting thing. I've never seen it on a dress before. And this is when I started questioning, oh no, is this dress too weird? Like, is this neckline too weird? But then I was like, no, it's okay. Like, it gathered nicely. It'll be fine. Even though the neck has it comes way up high on your neck and it's supposed to stand up. We'll get to that in a little bit. The back was very, very simple. There was one tuck in the back, which I went ahead and I pinned and then I sewed. It was very long, but I like a fitted dress, so I'm not mad about it. So I went ahead and I sewed that and then added the back piece to the rest of my dress. And then I was going to have, well, just about a wearable ensemble. Okie dokie. It is to a wearable state, so that means we're going to try it on. Absolutely. The fabric is a little thin, so I've ordered a slip to go under it, which is a very 1940s thing to do, so not worried about it. And also I'm very happy that it'll be such a light weight, so when I'm dancing at the swing dance, I'm not going to get too hot. It'll be great. I am worried that this dress is a little big, as sometimes the better patterns are, because they have ginormous seam allowances that I'm like, why do we need to sew everything with a 5/8 inch thing? Anyway, so there is a little bit of room in the back, but like that's okay, and that's if it were to be like rather fitted.
And honestly, I don't really even need it to be that fitted. If it's a little roomy, I think that would be okay, especially in the back, because I have the sash here that'll really cinch it in around my waist here. Yeah, that should be fine. So I'm going to put a zipper up the back, and I need a hem, sleeves. Well, actually, I might do the sleeves first. Then I have to do the whole like neck facing thing, and then a hem, and then we're good to go. I need to also put some shoulder pads in here as well. Gotta poof up those shoulders. But yeah, tomorrow's my birthday, and then this weekend we're going to the 1940s swing dance, which will be so much fun, and Lucky thinks that these are a toy. So I have like one day to finish the rest of this evening, and then kind of tomorrow.
Okay, so now we're actually going to have to deal with that weird neckline, which I'm still not really sure if I like or not. Jury's still out. Anyway, to make this neckline hold its shape, we're going to have to cut out the facing and interfacing. Go ahead and iron that interfacing onto the facing, and then we're going to have to pin it onto the dress. So the neckline is completely lined, the front and the back, this whole facing situation. It was kind of weird to pin on. I had to put it on my dress form to give it a little bit of life and body, because doing it flat was not working. But with the dress form, giving the neck a little bit of shape, a little something to play off of, it worked out okay. So I pinned the facing to the dress along the edges. We went ahead and just sewed it all the way around with a sewing machine, and of course with help from Lucky, the best sewing supervisor on planet Earth. She was feeling very lovey during this project, as you can see. I think she liked this dress. I think she was giving it her blessing, that, or she was really concerned about it. But I was not getting concerned feelings from her, just love. Now it's time for the sleeves, really the last part of this dress, and there is nothing special about the sleeves, absolutely nothing. Like the rest of the dress has these tucks and these yokes and necklines and interfacing. The sleeves, they are just sleeves. I did a double folded hem on the bottom, and then you just stitch all the way around the rounded part, a gathering stitch, gather it, and set it in the sleeve. So the little arm seam there, and voila, there are sleeves. Usually this is very rare. Not a lot of times do I normally say the sleeves are the simplest part of the dress. Usually they have problems and are finicky and whatever, but no, this I think this dress probably has some of the simplest little cap poof sleeves that I've made in a while. So that was not bad. Okay, so I did not have time to make my husband's outfit. We thought it would be really fun for him to have a World War II look, a World War II American uniform. We ended up ordering this outfit from At the Front. I'll link it. It's not like sponsored or anything. I just like to give people information. You're welcome to go look at that. I was very happy with the price and quality that we got for what we wanted. The pants were a little long, so I had to hem them, of course, but that wasn't bad. And then it was time to go ahead and pack for our adventure. I was really excited to go on this little birthday trip, and I like to make everything as immersive as possible. So, of course, I used my vintage luggage. I wore my 1930s vintage dress that I had made on our drive up there, and I did not finished this dress before we left. I was sitting in the hotel room sewing the shoulder pads into this dress before we actually made it to the swing dance. And we had such a wonderful time. It was a fabulous event. I cannot wait to tell you about it more during my next video. I am going to take you along with me. We're going to have a whole little vlog. It's going to be fantastic. So be sure to subscribe, ring that historical bell. See what I did there? Ring that bell for historical bell notifications. And I'll see you next time.